All right, this is part 2 of the live drive jive. 6:25 a.m. on the 26th of May, 2021. We have mildly overcast skies this morning in Beijing. We are headed northbound on the 3rd Ring Road. Right now we're passing the giant electric clock here at Liangmaqiao. I think it's Liangmaqiao, let me check. Sanyuanqiao and Xueyanlu. Xiaoyunlu. Sorry. Yeah, so we're at Sanyuanqiao. What is that called? 3 Hall Bridge. So there must have been one of those little temples here that has the 3 like shotgun style buildings. It's basically just like a Viking hall. The Chinese built a lot of those here in the city, supposedly. Although very few of them exist anymore. So for this clip, since our natural inclination led us towards Chinese architecture, we can discuss a style of Chinese architecture here in Beijing known as the Siheyar. So Siheyar is 4 Harmony Courtyard, and it's basically a Chinese living complex, a house. Not your typical house, though, that you would think of in the States, but just imagine a perfect square where 3 of the walls are constructed of buildings with a wall all the way around the entire complex. Then the door side will not have a building, but it'll have the gate. So perfect square with your door facing south. The door will typically be a square door in a round portal. Like the older Greek villas, the focus of the home will be the interior courtyard. And that's where you'll do all kinds of work for the house, like creating of textiles and grain preparation, cooking. The kids will use it as an area to play. It's where the family dog would hang out, so on and so forth. You could get your sunshine there in the center courtyard. I have always found this to be the best, most inviting style of home. The exterior of the home is hard and defensible, whereas the interior of the home is empty and inviting. Lao Tzu in the Tao Te Ching writes that a cup, you carve a hole in a cup. You carve an empty spot in a cup. You make a hole in a wheel, and you cut doors and windows into a home. And it's the empty space within objects that creates their usefulness. What's a home without doors and windows? What's a wheel without a hole in the center? So those are the empty space are what provides usefulness for objects. So one of those style homes, that's always been my ideal dream style living arrangement. Once you enter the home is fully secured with the wall around the outside. And every day you jump up, you'd be able to have, your balcony there facing the courtyard, all outdoor activity. You can enjoy the integration of nature and civilization living hand in hand. So that is the most delightful arrangement. Yeah, the home there in Tennessee, the one with the door facing out the back of the house towards that empty space between the shed, that gives you a similar type feeling. Not as good as a Beijing style complex, because it doesn't have the wall all the way around it, which provides safety and security for the occupants. And it's not even about blocking someone out of your territory, so to speak, but it's about creating a private bubble for your nervous system. When your home and windows are exposed to the entire neighborhood, it creates instability within the nervous system, because there's an anxiety of always being watched by others and being exposed to others. Human beings, that's oftentimes, well, it's an extension of our nature that we wear clothes and put curtains on our windows and so on and so forth. You need that, at least the option to close those things off and protect your privacy and so what does privacy create? Privacy creates the ability for you to focus and concentrate without distraction. And that gives you a sense of achievement and growth and safety and security and that type of thing. The older homes on the prairie always had the wooden shutters on the outside of the home that were functional. And so when a tornado was blowing in or whatever, or a heavy storm, then you fastened all the outside window shutters. Number one, you could protect your glass. Number two, you protect the home from the storm. So those types of things have mostly been discouraged in modern architecture, and they did it because they wanted to create, I guess, a more integrated sense of community, but that's not what it does. If you don't have the proper rest and relaxation and ability to retreat from society, then you can't bring your full energy forward to interact with it. So those are certain things that I will look for in a home in the future, and if and when, or to say when, I'm able to get some sort of single standing dwelling here in Beijing, I would put those features in there. And they've rebuilt some of them here in China. I remember there was a campaign in the West District, which is where most of the government and military bigwigs live, over on the west side of town. We live on the east side of town, on the business district side. But on the west side of town, they did a whole project of building brand new sihuyars in the style of the older Chinese courtyard complex homes. And they were beautiful. I went and I was over there. I had taken my daughter to a class, I think a dance class or something. And the real estate developers were there putting on the finishing touches on these courtyard complexes. And I went in and chatted with the workers, because I've always had an interest in architecture and construction sites. So I went in and I chatted with some of the foreman. I asked him if I could come in and look at the building, and he showed me like 3 of them. He said this one is the smallest unit, and it was still quite large. It had, I believe, 2 bedrooms and kitchen, living room, interior courtyard, all of that. And then he showed me the showroom model. Well, there was a 2-bedroom, a 3-bedroom, and a 4-bedroom. And the 4-bedroom, of course, is the nicest, you know, the biggest. And I was really jazzed on those, man. I was studying them, and I think I had my nice camera with me, my my Canon, and so I took quite a few pictures, and then went back and studied the pictures and drew pictures and so on. I'd like to have one of those. That would be a nice living arrangement. All right, I will cut this one, number 2, short. I'll cut it here. Cut. Yeah, maybe do a 3rd video here. I've got plenty. Well, I got 20 minutes. So yeah, let's see. As above, so below. Let us pray. O Lord of the universe, the vast and the mighty one, creator of heaven and earth, maker of all things visible and invisible, master of the light and of the darkness, he who was, is, and shall be, we adore thee and we invoke thee. Send us one of your divine agents to protect and guide us through the innumerable snares of the earthly realm, and send a wind of pure chi to blow away any obstacles in our path. Holy art thou. So it is commanded and confirmed, so mote it be. Kisses.